So we're headed into Mammoth Cave National Park today.
We are. We have a cave tour scheduled for 10:30, and I'm really looking forward to getting another stamp finally in the passport book. It's been a long time since Everglades, back in March. I think that was March.
You know, right before the COVID stuff hit. That's the last time we went to a national park because they all closed.
Yeah.
And the cave tours vary in cost, right?
They do. The one we're doing, I think it was $17 a person. You have to book, or you can get tickets online, which is what we did because you can save time waiting in line when you get there. But there's quite a few different tours. There's a couple of other ones that I was really interested in. One of them is called the Wild Cave Tour, but it was $50 a person and required 6 hours of time. So, you know, maybe not today, but maybe before we leave, who knows. And then the other one I thought sounded really fun was, there's two of them, I think, and they're lantern tours. So you kind of get to explore the cave by lantern, which is what the early explorers would have done. So I thought that sounded really cool.
So we'll get some cave footage, maybe. It's going to be pretty dark down there.
It's going to be dark. I think I'm actually going to just use my cell phone today because it's probably going to be easier, I think.
So we'll share what we can share.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool. I mean, obviously you're going to go down in a cave, but as soon as you enter, it's the first place you should go. You should start walking down.
Yep. It's supposed to be a steady 54 degrees year-round in the cave, so which will be welcome because it's a little humid today.
It's really humid and warm.
It's very warm. Very warm.
Get dark, so this is probably where the video is going to become useless. There's some little water coming down. This is the rock of many names.
This must be the road part, not the cave.
Yep. Get some video footage. Obviously this is not a guided tour.
No, and we don't have any history, so we're swinging it.
Yeah. So what the park ranger said, don't touch anything, don't get off the path.
Watch your head for low spots and narrow areas, but most of it's path.
And no flash photography.
Yes, no flash photography.
So how much of the cave is natural and how much of it is man-made, so mined out?
The cave is natural, as in it's all carved out by water. So you could say it's 100% natural, with the exception of there are a few human-made entrances. We have 11 natural entrances to Mammoth Cave, and 30 total. The others are man-made.
So it's not a mining cave, it's nothing like that, it's just a...
Right, and the mining thing messes with a lot of people's heads because they call shoveling around in the dirt mining. I call that processing.
But yeah, they did dig out soil to process it. Some of the natives who were here way back when did come in and pick off pieces of gypsum, which is another calcium based mineral for reasons unknown to us. If you want to call that mining, might have had ceremonial purposes or something.
Sure.
But there was some of that.
And what river went through or carved this?
Basically, the Green River's outside and water soaks into the ground and then through like sinkholes and stuff like that. And it's trying to get through the Green River. So it carves out levels of passages like this. Green River sinks down and more passages are created.
I got
So
you.
you could say that This is just water soaking into the ground trying to get to the Green River. This stuff here might not have, had a name per se.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Okay. So we just got out of the cave tour for
The historic tour.
the historic tour.
Yep.
Quote, historic tour.
We did the self-guided tour because it was the only option currently.
Yeah, because of the COVID situation, they're not doing ranger guided tours.
Right. So if you're coming before, the COVID time is over, better call ahead and check online, that kind of thing, to find out what tours are available, because only just a couple are available right now, and they just opened this week. So that's,
And they still have part of the trail shut down. So we paid $17 per ticket to do a cave tour that at least 2 of the trails in the cave tour were closed.
Yep.
That made a 2-hour cave tour about a 1-hour cave tour. We entered the cave at 10:30 and exited the cave at 11:30.
Yeah.
So it was right at an hour.
Right at an hour. And I think I can understand that. I mean, I definitely understand following the restrictions and the guidelines and all of that. I do think that whenever something like that happens, there should probably be a discount off of the price, though. I think
Or at least a notice.
Yeah. I don't mind. I mean, it's kind of frustrating because I do think it should be discounted if they're taking away pieces of it. But on the other hand, I don't have a problem supporting the national park system. So
Right.
It's not like I'm, mad about it or anything like that.
It is cool down there. So if you get cold easy, you might want to take a light jacket or something.
Yeah.
It's really hot when you get out.
Yeah.
I guess obviously depending on the time of year.
Yeah. If you've ever had a basement, this is the same principle basically. So it's always cooler underground. So.
They have most of the tour, I guess. Most of the walk was paved with pavers. There was some kind of dirt path, but it was really hard packed dirt. So.
Yeah, it was really bumpy. It's something that if you have, if you need to watch your footing, you probably want to be looking down or holding on to somebody, because it could get a little bit ankle turning.
Yeah. I think all in all, it was a decent tour.
Yeah, as a comparison, we went to Carlsbad Caverns, and we did the self-guided tour there, and they had stations along the way where you could push a button and hear history and things about that. In this situation, they had rangers positioned that would tell you about the area. But if you're in Kentucky and you're in the area and you like caves, I'd definitely do it.
The Mammoth Cave system is the largest cave system, I believe, in the world. Definitely in the United States. So the system itself is larger than Carlsbad.
I think you can see a lot more of the cave, because the one that I said before that I wanted to do was the Wild Cave Tour, and you cover a lot, but you're like a real cave explorer on that tour, and you get dirty and crawl, and it takes about 6 hours to do. So
would you say this particular trip was worth the ticket price?
A few moments later.
No, probably not.
Yeah, I think if we had known that half of the tour was shut down because of COVID restrictions, we probably wouldn't have gone on the cave tour.
Yeah.
Or at least I wouldn't have. You may have, and I would have just stayed back.
Yeah.
If I want to pay for a tour, I want to see the whole thing.
True. That's just for the cave tours. You can still get into the national park, and there's a lot of hiking trails.
Yeah, there's tons.
And plenty to see and do here. So the cave tours are separate, basically, from the, exploring above ground.
So let's go on a hike.
Let's do. And then have lunch.
Yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much our trip to the Mammoth Cave National Park for the most part. We might come back periodically, but I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the main things we wanted to do. There's a lot of hiking trails here, so we may come back to do some more hiking. We just did a very small amount just now, and it's humid. So
we haven't had lunch, so we're going to grab lunch.
Yeah, we're going to go see if we can get our passport book stamped.
Some postcards.
And some postcards. You know, our postcard people probably think we've forgotten them.
Yeah. What are we doing next? I don't know what we're doing next.
We don't know.
I'll see you next time.
Bye.
Woo! Now that was a few flights of stairs.